Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of From the Hip, the debate podcast where humor and friendship keep competing with actual facts. I'm your host, Anthony Rodriguez. Joining me are the From the Hip crew. That'll be Mr. Kory. I didn't say that, Thompson. Moe from One
Tell
More
me you
Show.
just did not say that.
Justin Two Nickels Rodriguez. Now, Justin
Yes,
is
sir.
going to be joining us on the phone today, as he does during the week. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
I'm well. How you doing?
Fantastic. I mean, Baltimore won. Can't be mad.
I could be mad. I could be mad. Gentlemen, this week we had an interesting weekend. I think we all can know. We had multiple game of the weeks, but I want to jump right into it because we got several games that we want to talk about. Let's start right away with Miami versus KC, Sunday morning, 9:00 in the morning from Germany. Yeah, I know. Kory, I want to start with you.
Oh,
So I got a question, Kory. So obviously, with the win over Miami, and in case for anyone who didn't watch the game, this is not necessarily a play-by-play recap show. At this point, we already know who won the game. We know that KC won the game. It was close, 21-14. They dominated the first half. Second half, Miami finally started scoring, but too little, too late. They didn't score enough to win the game. With that being said, so obviously with the win, KC stays on track for home field throughout the playoffs. Correct, Kory?
correct.
Okay. So, but what does that mean for Miami? That's my question. Not what does it mean for KC, but what does it mean for Miami? Go.
Excuse me. Well, what it means for Miami is it's obvious. They can't beat teams that are over 500 right now. They're struggling with the better teams in the league. They look great against the not so great teams. They can run up the score. Their offense looks amazing. Looks like this is the offense that could score on anybody. But when it comes to a team like KC, like we saw with the Bills, and like when they played the Eagles, the offense sputters. They can't get it together. They can't put it together. It's a bad look because that means you can make the playoffs, but you're going to get eliminated probably in the first round.
Well, okay, I saw that, but are they still making the playoffs?
Yeah, they can make the playoffs. Right now, they're in the lead in the division,
That's what I'm saying.
so
So I'm like,
they can definitely make the playoffs. But I mean, the playoffs you're playing some of the better teams, so you're going to play teams that are going to be streaking. Like for example, let's say they got to play the Bengals in their first playoff game.
mhm.
No way they win that game with the way the Bengals are playing. No way they win that game. So that's what I'm saying. They have to find a way to beat these top tier teams if they want to contend. Because if you can't beat a KC, if you can't beat a Baltimore, if you can't beat a Buffalo Bills who's struggling right now, you're not winning anything.
I got
You
you.
just
Well, they
can't
did
ignore
get
it.
beat by Buffalo, but they still have another game against them. And
And we'll see what happens.
yeah, Marcellus, I could see it in your eyes, man. You want to say something, so please, by all means.
Why do I need to say anything? They just disappoint me.
They did.
I
think
thought they was
disappointed
finally
everybody.
going to get over the hump of beating a top tier team, and they didn't. That fumble at the end is Tua, man. That fumble. What are y'all doing? It's just Miami is frauds. Yes, they can make the playoffs, but they're making a first round exit, and they really had no excuse. Other teams with those players with the personnel they have outside of quarterback, they win.
How are you going to blame Tua for the fumble? That's my question.
That whole series he was messing up. So I do think it was Tua. I don't think it was the center. That particular series, that last series,
Okay.
It was just a bunch of shakiness, like I'm scared of the moment stuff.
I thought you were talking about the Tyreek Hill fumble because that
No,
was probably
I'm talking that
important
last. You
fumble.
remember that last drive?
Yes.
Yeah.
They had a chance to
I
win
know
the
what you're
game.
talking about. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, so it.
To me, what I saw was that they first half, the entire first half, what were you doing? Not just two. I'm talking about the whole team. That was a team loss.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Yeah,
a team
they
loss.
couldn't score.
Casey came in ready for them, try to take their game to them.
Yeah.
And they just weren't ready for KC. By the time they come around, it was too late.
They was throwing the ball deep, and we haven't seen Pat Mahomes really operate like that. Because with the receivers, we always knew he could, but you can always tell when Pat don't have a trust with his offense, because you remember after the Super Bowl, they went and got that new offensive line. The first few games in the beginning of the season, he looked shaky, but then they bounce back. They make a run, and now look. I mean, I want to say that was last season.
Well, you got to remember, he's thrown less deep balls because he doesn't have that deep threat, which was Tyreek Hill. That was his real deep threat. He's thrown less deep balls, and I know last season he still threw some, but not as much.
But this
season he hasn't thrown a lot of deep balls. Mahomes has been killing you with the seams, the slants,
but
they've
been
open.
They
routes.
Just been dropping them.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kadarius Toney and stuff like that. But you can always tell when Pat ain't comfortable with some of them. He's not confident in them yet. But this game, it was like all that went out the window. Here, you get a pass. You get a pass. It was. But Miami, y'all corners too good for y'all to be letting that happen. So Miami just frauds, man.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let me present something here, because I do want to look at what they got going on for the rest of the. Let me take a look at this here. Can you gentlemen see this? Or you want me to make this a little larger for you?
There we go. I can see that now.
This is the rest of their
the schedule.
Rest of their schedule for the year. And when I looked at the schedule, I sat there and I went, Raiders. They beat the Raiders. The Jets, they got them twice, and only because they always play them difficult, I gave them a split. So 1-1. But I do see them losing to the Cowboys. I see them losing to the Ravens. And
that's 4 losses.
Yeah, I want to give the Bills. I want to say the Bills lose that final game just to split them. But the way I look at it is I'm looking at 3 to 4 losses. With that 3 to 4 losses, that should still put them in the hunt for the wild card. Or even still to win the
division.
AFC East. Am I wrong? Am I thinking, gentlemen?
So you had them beating, you had them winning the East over the Bills? Because that's who they end up with.
We're going to get into the East as far as with the Bills in a little bit. I see them with 10 wins.
Those last 2 games are iffy.
Yeah, but
what I mean by iffy,
pull out 11 games out of the schedule.
But what I mean by iffy, it depends on where those 2 teams are sitting at the time.
Yes,
in the rankings.
I grant
if
you
they
that.
play like
let's
their
face
starters.
it, the last game, I promise you, the Bills are not sitting anybody, because they're going to be competing with them for the actual division. So the Bills are not sitting anybody. Josh Allen will play that game. The Ravens, on the other hand, they may sit some people, depending on where they are.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I have 4 losses.
You have 4 losses?
Yeah.
All right. Well, at 4 losses, where does that put them? Hold on. I'll tell you right now. At 4 losses, that puts them at
10-7, right?
That puts them at 10-7. And that puts them where I think the Bills are going to end up. I see the Bills with 5 more wins, which I'll bring that graphic up in a moment. I do have that graphic, but we'll get to that when we get to the Bills game. I do want to push on a little further here.
Tyreek did all that talking, and then what?
I
What did
told
you
you.
see?
Hey,
And
I
yeah,
said it.
Justin, you
actually,
did say that.
he actually did exactly what he said. I'm going to bring the business.
I'm gonna give them the work.
Yeah, I'm going to give him
I
the work.
told you.
He gave him the work. He gave him the fumble.
He gave him Hall of Fame stats.
Okay,
Damn.
so from a game with all the playoff implications to a game without any, but still actually piqued our interest, which is Minnesota versus Atlanta. Justin, I want to get with you on this. You've been a little too quiet, and I don't like that. I've been saying that Dowds was a good quarterback on a bad team, and he was playing the role of starter. He wasn't even supposed to start this game, but out of necessity had to come in. Didn't even know who his offensive line was. Didn't know a single play. Ended up looking like a superstar.
The man was teaching them his cadence on the sideline.
He was.
Amazing.
All right, but with that, as of right now, if the season were to end today, and we still have a long season to go, but if the season were to end today, Minnesota has a wild card spot. Can Minnesota hold on to the wild card with him as a quarterback? Justin, please, let me hear from you.
I think he can. Is that he gives that run a threat? You know what I'm saying? In that offense where a quarterback who can take off when needed, and he definitely showed that on Sunday, where if the pocket's collapsing, nobody's open, he's gonna take off, and he's not scared to take off like that. So because of that, I do see them holding on to that wild card spot throughout this the rest of the season because Jettis is gonna come back. It's just the offense is gonna keep getting better, and he's gonna keep learning and he's gonna keep adapting to the coach, to the team. So it's just gonna get Minnesota has a bright future if he can stay healthy and he can continue to ride the way he's been playing.
I know you got something on me, so please, Kory, go ahead. I know you want to jump in on it.
Justin said it the best. This kid is a dog. I am highly impressed. He's been in the league for a long time. He was pegged as a backup, and he's been playing fantastic all year, even on Arizona with nothing. And now he's on Minnesota with something, with weapons. If he continues, first of all, he's winning most improved of the year. If he continues, that's his. And he's going to get his money because some team is going to end up signing him in free agency. Probably maybe the Raiders, they need a quarterback next year. Why not? He is it's like, okay, we were talking about Geno today earlier about how last season was his comeback story, which this season ain't so great for Geno. This is Dobbs' story right now. This is his chance, his opportunity. This can be his season. If he takes them into the playoffs, kudos, man. That's all he's got to do.
Gotcha. Mo, are we getting the cart in front of the horse, or is it because Kory just likes purple?
It's because Kory loves purple. I do I do think that Dobbs did a hell of a job. Job. But did you see how passionate Kory was just now?
I see where you were going, man. I read your eyes.
Look, I'll say this: he's got to minimize the turnovers, the fumbles, and interceptions. I grant you, in Arizona, he had nobody. It's a little rough. He was running for his life. Mm-hmm. If we get in, are we getting into the Cleveland game?
Yes, of course.
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
well, you'll see why. But if he minimizes that with the weapons he has on this Minnesota team, I think he'll be all right.
Gotcha.
We got to see. But when he learned the playbook, we'll see a lot more. But I mean, I say
it is. I say it definitely is a little too early to tell, but let's see what it is in a couple weeks. But he definitely has a bright future for what I see so far.
Yeah. All right. Well, Kory, you wanted to go there, so Arizona went to go play Cleveland and got absolutely manhandled. Deshaun Watson played, but they didn't win because of Watson. Mo, they won because of that defense. Am I right?
Yes. Yes, Deshaun still don't look very good. He looked okay,
Yeah.
but not very good. Not for $250 million. He didn't look like $250 million. He looked like a happy baby in a massage parlor. So,
Whoa.
Well, I'm going to ask you a further question with that. Is this defense strong enough to get them into the playoffs? As of right now,
absolutely.
the absolute toughest division in the NFL today, nobody can argue this, is the AFC North. Because right now, if the season were to end today, and again, we still have a long season left, but if the season ended today, you have the 4 division winners and
Mhm.
the rest of the AFC North in the playoffs.
Mhm.
So the entire AFC North makes playoffs. The problem I see with it is that they have to play each other multiple
Yeah.
times for the rest of the
Yeah.
season in their schedule. With that, I do think some other teams would sneak in. The Bills are on the outside looking in. The Bills are got the number 8 spot. That won't end like that way because with these
No.
guys killing each other, the Bills are going to pass them and take one of the spots. Which team gets knocked
Bills,
out? Is
Chargers,
it Cleveland?
Jets.
Cleveland will. You know what? Cleveland will get knocked out. I think the Ravens' defense is way scarier. Well, I won't say way scarier, but they are scarier than Cleveland's.
Mhm.
But you know, to face that 2 times a year, that's taxing.
Yeah.
That's taxing. And Lamar is playing at a way better clip than Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson has to be at least okay or good every week. But when he plays them, you got to be great because you got this is the best Lamar's thrown.
Yeah.
And then the defense is number one. Where's the disconnect? All you got to do is hope that those receivers from a couple weeks ago start dropping the passes that Lamar's putting on the money. But if they're not dropping them, you done. So Cleveland can get there. It's a hard task. It's a hard road. It's a long road. And even if they get there, they out first round to me.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you on that. Um,
I will say
go ahead, Corey.
before we leave, this is what I was talking about that Dobbs is facing. Look at this Cleveland defense, what they did 7 sacks with 2 picks. 7 sacks.
Yeah.
I looked up stats on Miles Garrett because I saw an image of him. His hands reach down past his knees. It says he has a 6'11" wingspan. That is a farce. That man has to have an 8 foot, 10 foot wingspan. Okay, he cannot. His arms are all the way out here. It's like he just reaches around a defender, grabs the quarterback by his shirt, picks him up, and puts him down on the ground. I mean, the guy is insane.
Yeah.
His physical, his skill set,
Yeah.
his instincts, he is insane.
Yeah.
And that's why this defense is thriving.
Well, let me ask a question. With that being said, does that mean that you're kind of pushing that they would stay in the playoffs and one of the other teams may fall out, like the Steelers or the Bengals?
Steelers gone.
Steelers is
I
getting
really
out.
would see the
Steelers
Steelers
gone.
falling out. I would see them falling out
How about you,
first.
Justin? I just want to get your take on that.
Yeah, I definitely see the Steelers falling out first because in that division you got the Bengals, the Ravens, the Browns, and the Steelers. I definitely see the Steelers not even coming close to competing with the other 3 teams.
Whew.
So it's just Steelers got to go. I just see it like that. Browns definitely gonna hold on to that spot, and I see them winning actually winning a game in the playoffs just due to that defense. So whoever is the unlucky fella to face them in the first round, feel bad for you.
Mm, 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 mm.
It's a wrap.
I kind of agree with all of you guys. I think the Steelers are probably the team to get knocked out rather than Cleveland. I actually would be surprised if Cleveland got knocked out. I like old school football, so I like defense and I like running the ball. So that's what I like. Now, Corey, I want to get with you on this one. Seattle, Baltimore. Seattle lost the game to Baltimore, but we could talk all about Baltimore if we want. But you know what? I don't want to talk about Baltimore. I want to talk about Seattle because Seattle
I
has the
don't.
Wait,
lead
wait, wait.
in their division over San Francisco. San Francisco's lost 3 games in a row. They're almost due for a win. And but if Seattle doesn't get it together, and earlier today you and I spoke, and you said that Geno is not playing the way that Geno played last season. He's getting
Of
back
course
to
not.
normal Geno. So my question to you after all of that, with the loss, I've got Seattle still finishing out at 10-7. But is that enough if San Fran turns it around that they can get a wild card spot?
I think it's enough to get a wild card spot. San Fran, I feel, is going to turn it on and take back what's theirs, that division crown. Um, like Mo said it a few weeks ago, film. There's film on Geno Smith now. So last year was his anomaly year, his best season ever. He threw for over 4,000 yards. He had like 30 something touchdowns. Right now he's sitting at 1,800 yards. He hasn't looked good enough. He against the Giants when they were struggling to just finish a game without going without with finish a game trying to score at least 3 points. He only had like 800 and something yards. He looked horrible against that defense. How do you do that? That's your prime show out time, baby. You come there and you pad stat when you played the Giants back then. You know, I do see them making the playoffs, but they're getting knocked out in the first round because the competition is going to be stiff, tough, and I don't think Geno's that guy right now at all.
Mm.
But they have a you two. I don't want to hear anything about Seattle secondary the rest of the season because that's twice I
Yo,
burnt
bring it
you
to
on
me. Bring
that.
it to me. Bring it
No,
to
no,
me.
no. Bring it to me. No, can I say something real quick?
Bring it to me.
I
Bring
don't
it to
want
me.
to hear
Hold on.
nothing.
One more
I
time.
don't want to
One more.
hear
I'm
nothing.
gonna tell you this one more time. Y'all
Every
did not
time you
win that.
mention it,
Look at this. Look,
they
let me say nothing
lose.
now. Now he don't want me to say nothing. Lamar threw for 160 something yards.
80,
Oh, 86
87
yards.
yards.
86.
He was
my
21 for
bad.
26,
And
my
they
boy.
went to
We had a run
Andrews.
game
They
click
went
off.
most of those yards went to Andrews. The secondary did what they were supposed to do. The rest of it, y'all ran all over them. Y'all treated them really
I
bad.
can't help it that we had almost 300 rushing yards as a team. That's Seattle's problem.
So
And
that has
you, my
nothing to do
friend,
with the
you
secondary that I
mentioned
was talking about. So
Hey,
you're not going to come to
secondary
me
got
to say that you won the game, brother.
got
Let
a
me tell you
tackle.
something, brother.
Secondary got a tackle. Secondary's got a tackle and stop them. And you said Leonard Williams was going to be a problem, and guess what? He
Say
wasn't.
what he's got to say. Justin, please get in there.
Listen, I'm not gonna get too involved into this Baltimore and Seattle one. He won. I get it. I'm not gonna say too much. Baltimore is a problem. Listen, now going back to Seattle, saying how you said, I don't think Geno is a problem. The reason why I say this is because this is the same offensive line where Russell Wilson was there and he was the most sacked quarterback in the league. I'm telling you right now, this offensive line needs help. This offensive line is the problem, right? Geno can only throw the ball if he has time to throw it. And Kenneth Walker can only be a factor if the offensive line will run block. So if you have a running back who is trying to shift outside the pocket every play, guess what? The linebackers are going to crash, the corners are going to cheat, and you're going to sit there and get tackled for a loss every time. You try to run up the middle, you're going to get stuffed because this offensive line can't even move a puppy. Okay? So this is what I'm telling you is that this offensive line needs help. And I'm talking to Pete Carroll and that GM and that whole front office to go draft you some offensive linemen. All right. You don't need help on defense. You don't need help on offense. You need blockers. All right. That's what this team needs. That's the reason why we lost. It's the reason why we've been losing. It's not because of Geno Smith. Geno Smith does his job. He manages the game. He plays football. Kenneth Walker is an explosive runner who will hit the gap harder than anybody in the world and run right up the sideline if you let him. But if you don't give him the gap, he can't do it. So the offensive line needs to do their job. They need to be slapped on the wrist. They need to be put in timeout and locked away to keep, bro. That's all I got to say.
Say it ain't so. Speak on God.
Congratulations to Odell getting his first touchdown of the season on his
Only because it was
birthday.
his birthday.
Yeah.
It's a birthday gift.
Mhm.
Well, you know what? Let's get into the other game. You know, Bills at Bengals. Okay. Now, are you starting to see the trend
Shiesty.
here? Are you starting to see the trend of the AFC North? It's getting annoying because it seems because these are the teams we have to discuss are the teams that are winning, and the teams that are winning right now are making it a little scary. So, Justin, I want to get with you. With the current standings, Bills on the outside looking in, but we have the entire AFC North in the playoffs right now. Half the season left. I want you to look into your crystal ball and give me a scenario where Buffalo or maybe somebody else outside of AFC North has a shot at making the playoffs other than one of these teams. And like I said, as it stands right now, the wild card teams would be Cleveland, Steelers, and the Bengals. Go.
Yeah, I definitely see the Steelers falling out of this one. I don't see it lasting long because I do not believe in Kenny Pickett. That them receivers over there can't catch the ball, and that defense is only gonna hold it for so long. It's not gonna hold it forever before they start to crumble. Now, I definitely see Buffalo getting there, but like I said, they're gonna get there in the skin of their teeth. I am biased to Buffalo. I do believe in Josh Allen. I do feel like this offense will be explosive enough to win the next couple games, but it's the defense, bro. This defense got to learn how to get stops. This defense needs to learn how to get a 3-and-out and actually get off the field because this defense be on the field way too long. They're on the field half the quarter. Then Josh Allen comes in and goes 3-and-out. Then you gotta get back on the field. So Josh Allen, he's good. He's amazing. I believe in him. Other people don't, but Josh Allen definitely needs to learn how to extend these drives a little longer than going 3-and-out or going down the whole field 97 yards. So his defense needs to step up and get 3-and-out and give Josh Allen more opportunities to find the holes in the defense where they can stay on the field a lot longer.
Mm.
But I definitely see him knocking out the Steelers. I don't see the Steelers. I think the Steelers are frauds. Said the same thing about Miami. I think Miami are frauds. So I actually think I think the Bills may win this division because Miami are frauds. I don't see as we went through the Miami schedule. I definitely see them losing like 4 games, the next 4 games, or 4 out of the next 9 games. But I don't believe in Miami at all. So
Nope.
I got you. Mo, is there another
Uh,
team that you think, other than Buffalo, is there another team that could slip in there?
that can slip in the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
No. Unfortunately, I think no. I'll just keep it at no. I'll just keep it at no. But Buffalo is just. I mean, they pretty much might just end up in there just off the strength of other teams being frauds, and that's. I don't believe in Josh Allen like Justin do. He has 9 interceptions already. I don't believe in him like that already. I mean, it's just Buffalo has it right now. They have all the tools. They'll have it. I don't see another team actually doing enough to just sneak in there. You know what I'm saying? Because that would mean I say teams like Denver, Vegas,
New York, New York.
New York. I don't see that happening for them.
New York's interesting. That's not who I was leaning for, but you guys know that I'm biased, but I wasn't leaning there. Actually, Kory knows who I was talking about because we were talking about it earlier. But
Ooh,
New York is actually interesting that you do bring it up because obviously we saw Rodgers throwing the ball on the field and he's working
Yes,
really
sir.
hard. He's trying to get back. If toward the end of the season they're within a shot, he might come back, and that could be a lot. That could be a big thing. But we're not going to go there in depth because that's
good,
making a lot of hypothetical. The
good.
team I was
Because he'll be
actually
out
talking
in
about,
4 plays again.
yeah, the team I was talking about was Houston. Okay, and Kory, I'm going to let you elaborate because you and I already had this conversation.
Houston's right there in the mix, baby. They're right
They're
there.
right there.
They're
First
with the
game out.
Jets and with the Chargers. If CJ Stroud who's been playing phenomenal most of the season,
And with an
if he
easy
continues
schedule.
this trend, yeah, they do have an easy schedule. If he continues this trend, they could slip right in and knock somebody right out. Granted, they need to learn how to play a little bit of defense
Oh yeah.
on that team. If they
Okay,
do that,
I was definitely about to stop you there.
if they do that, they could skate right into this playoff scene
Yeah.
easily
And the only
with
reason I
that
Can y'all tell me
offense.
how
also
CJ Stroud has been playing phenomenal? I had to make
I
sure.
see.
Can y'all tell me how he's been playing phenomenal? Why are these the words that we use for him?
the dude just threw for like
Because he's setting
450 yards on Sunday.
he's had his first
The
3 to
previous
4
game he threw for
games.
140. The game before that was
Okay, I
199.
said he's played phenomenal a few games. He's been playing good
But
throughout
they
the
can't.
season.
They do have the record to be able to sneak in there. I can see how you could get them in the
And
playoffs and whatnot.
they have a
I'm
very
just tired of
easy
CJ
schedule
Mania.
going forward.
Hmm?
Why don't we go back to
Oh, they got
Minshew
an easy
Mania?
schedule going forward.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Hold on. I can read you who they have to play. Give me one moment. Here's the rest of their
I'm
schedule.
just tired of CJ Mania.
Other than the Bengals, which they play in their next game, they play the Cardinals and the Jags. Okay. I
That
give
ain't
them the
easy.
loss with Jags. I give them the loss with the Bengals. Okay. But now you got the Broncos, the Jets, the Titans, the Browns, the Titans, and the Colts. Of that,
That is
They
a pretty
could
easy
lose to the Browns.
I see them losing possibly 3, maybe 4 games tops. Because they lose to the Bengals, they lose to the Jags. They could lose to the Jets, but the Jets are the Jets. And they could lose to the Browns. The rest of the teams, there's no reason why they can't win.
I mean, yeah.
Listen, I feel like this offense needs to stay on the gas as of right now. This offense right now, they pushing the pedal right now. They can't let up. And
Hmm.
what thing about the offense that the run game is non-existent. So CJ Stroud arm is just he's going bananas with the arm, but he needs these receivers to stay healthy. He needs his tight end to stay healthy, and he needs his offensive line to continue to block the way they've been blocking the last 2 games. Because without them blocking, he doesn't have time to throw that ball.
Was Pierce not hurt last game?
He's not hurt. He's there. He just non-existent. You know what I'm saying? He just there. He just get his little
Tape.
1-2 yards.
Tape. They got tape
He
on
ain't
him.
nothing.
And
You got Devin Singletary. You
Yeah.
got Devin Singletary as the backup. He's looking a little explosive, but he's definitely not the guy either. So his run game is non-existent all the way.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That's a shame.
All right. So let's get into the game that even had us all ready to rumble last week. Okay. Mo. Dallas came in and lost to Philly. Exactly
Yeah.
like we said they would. But they didn't lose bad.
No,
Justin
I said Philly
was
squeak it
wrong.
out.
He said they were gonna get smoked.
I said they were gonna squeak it out.
Yeah. No. I didn't say
Yeah.
you said that. I said Justin. I said Justin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I definitely.
I just said exactly like you just said.
Yeah.
But this was a great game. I mean,
Yeah.
from the football viewer's perspective, thank God we got a game like that. This was a great game.
Yeah.
Dak played wonderful. CD played awesome. Philly played great. Don't get me wrong. They deserved that win. They earned it. They won it. They won that game. I'm not talking about Philly right now. What I just want from you is I want tape on you telling me, yeah, Dak lost, but it wasn't his fault because he played.
Oh, come on. What is
I
happening
need
today?
tape, brother. I need tape.
You can't bash the man. You can't bash him. He outplayed Hurts. You can't bash him. So you got to give him some kudos.
You just
Even
got to
I'm
give him a
giving
little pat on the
kudos.
back. Tell him it wasn't
And
his
I was
fault.
on your side with Dak under the
man
big
put his
lights. But the man,
On the
High five,
he
Dak.
came to play.
High five.
That was all we needed, brother. That was all we needed. Okay.
High five, Dakota.
No, but on the real, they played their hearts out,
They
and
did.
he played wonderful. CD was definitely the wide receiver of the night. He did his thing too.
But they
Even
obviously need
Ferguson,
wide receiver
tight
help.
end.
They just signed.
Well, I was gonna ask you a question. This is where I was getting to.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to wide receiver. Did they lose this game because they weren't active on the trade deadline and they didn't
Yes.
make that
Yes.
move to get that running
Yes.
back that we were talking about?
Yes. Yes.
How do you think the game would have played out if they would have grabbed him?
If they would have had Henry playing in that game, do you think they win this game?
What was the game plan, Corey? Just what it look like to you?
They tried to run the ball and they couldn't at first, and then just opened up to a pass
So they
game,
tried to run the
a
ball, and
shootout.
it was a shootout with the arm, right?
hmm
You go get that person that we said that they should have got. It ain't no shootout with just your arm. Now you got different. Everybody knew that game plan. Everybody know their game plan when they come in when they playing Dallas. They should have went and got him. You want your Super Bowl? Should have went and got him.
I think that's the
Should have went and
beauty of
got him.
San Francisco. The beauty of the healthy San Francisco team is that you have a McCaffrey that we know is head and shoulders above
Yep.
everyone else. But they also have Brandon Ayuk. They also have Debo. They also have Kittles. So even though you can
Yeah.
focus on McCaffrey and say, hey, I just have to shut this guy down. All right, go ahead and shut him down and don't focus on the rest of the players. Watch how Brandon lights you up. Watch how Debo lights you up. That's the beauty of San Francisco. And I think that's what Cowboys are lacking. And that's somebody who I promise you this does not sit well with me either, but I found myself rooting for Dallas. Hard, man, hard, especially when they were coming down and they brought it down at the end of the game. I was sitting there going, "Oh boy, let them take. Come on, man, give it to them, give it to them." I wanted.
I'm gonna get you one of those Mike McCarthy Dallas Cowboy collared shirts for Christmas.
Hey, man, I was looking for a nice little fitted cap,
Well, we got to
but I
get
like
you
that.
a Dobbs jersey. We got to get you
Gotta
a
get
Dobbs
you a
jersey.
Dobbs jersey.
We got to get you a Cousins jersey. It's crazy, bro.
No, he gets the
This is all the.
jersey.
Did you
Yeah,
see
and
how
we gotta
passionate he was talking about Dobbs?
we
though?
we
He
gotta
finna
get
shake his
you.
eyebrows off so he can look like Dobbs.
Bro, what is wrong with Dobbs? Bro, Dobbs got a funny shaped head, bro.
He has alopecia.
Oh, that was
That
crazy.
ain't got
Man
nothing
has
to do with his head shape,
alopecia.
though. That don't have nothing to do with his
You
head
know what?
shape.
We're gonna get you a Baker jersey. We're gonna get you a Minshew Colts jersey.
Do
We're
not.
gonna get
Do
you
not.
what else? Well, we're gonna get you a Dakota jersey. It's gonna say Dakota on the
I
back.
don't need
for
no
the
fire
Cowboys.
fuel or
Oh,
nothing.
oh,
I'm
we're gonna
just-
get you a CD jersey, not a number 1.
He ain't something. They went and got a new receiver. Now what?
The man nearly had 200 yards. He was at 191
I got it.
with
I got it.
11
It was a joke.
catches.
It was a joke. Oh, calm down, man. Calm down.
Well, this is gonna be interesting. Gentlemen, real quick,
Yeah.
let me get you a go around. Okay, because we're getting to the end of the show here. I just want to get a quick go around. Thursday night, not that it really matters, but Carolina's playing the Bears. Okay, I almost called them the Cubs, but you know. Kory, who do you got?
Where are they playing?
Chicago.
Yee. I'll still go with Carolina.
All right. Mo?
I'll say Carolina.
Carolina. Yeah,
That's
Carolina.
what it is.
Justin?
I got the Bears, man.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's
Cole
fair.
Kmet looked great.
I'm sorry, Justin. I'm gonna have you go lone wolf on that one, only because I've been hoping for Carolina to get more wins, and I got Thielen actually starting in my league this week.
I like that quarterback over there, man. In Chicago, I like him a lot.
Yeah, but I got Thielen starting, and I had no choice but to finally put him in because I have the Rams are on bye, and so is KC. So all my wide receivers are on bye. So I had to put Thielen in. I need him to go buck. Okay. Kory, waiver wire pickups. You were talking about them earlier. Go ahead.
Dobbs. Gotta pick him up, man, right now. His stock. Wait, no shot. Wait. His stock jumped today. About 30,000 people picked him up. I was looking on fantasy. I was interested in picking him up. He went from like 65K owned to 90K owned just from this morning till about the afternoon. I think it's a great pickup. The guy's been putting up points. He's had like maybe 3 bad fantasy games or so where he didn't score over 20 fantasy points. The average quarterback's giving about 22, 23 points a game. And hey, if he can fit the average, that's great. He's doing what he need to do.
And you're gonna be real sad when we get the notification later on that says that that other guy, that young kid that I can't even remember his last name, is gonna come back and start
Hall
Hall's gonna start.
Jalen
You're gonna be
Hall.
pissed that you picked them up. But gentlemen, thanks for
Nah,
another great show. I want to give you the opportunity to do your closing comments. Mo, I'll start with you this time.
Don't look for me to be so boisterous, guys. Sorry, world. I had a horrible weekend with my picks.
It happens to us all. Justin,
Hey man, this is any given Sunday. Anything can happen. So we here just to give you a scoops from it from the hip. Like, comment, subscribe. We here every Wednesday and Sunday. And Saturday. Tune in, man. Like, comment, subscribe.
Kory,
like, comment, subscribe, keep coming back. And since Mo is down right now, I gotta hit him in the ribs a little bit. Don't listen to his picks, people, because this isn't the first time he's been wrong. We know who's been right and who's been wrong around here. So, but keep coming back. Mo, you're great entertainment for us. You bring the heat. I love you like a brother, man. We need
I can't wait for Saturday when Mo lights you up. Everyone, thanks again for watching. And as always, let's keep it from the hip and let's keep watching football. Thank you again.